to get the closest you can to a ZBrush experience using a different application. If you don't want to, create a morph for your character, you just want to change the mesh with the current character. What you can do is load your character base, and it will be on some pose or other when you load it. And it's very important. The first step you need to do is come down here to where it says remove and click on the little arrow at the end of the button, and the very bottom one is restore bind pose. You need to select that so it puts the character into this particular pose. And then you can go ahead and export the character body mesh only. And the way you do that is you go into your scene manager, spin down the arrow for the toon character, and I want to do just the body. So select the body, and then you can export as OBJ. And you need to do selected item. And if you needed to adjust the eye shape, for instance, you would do that with the eyes or with the teeth or separate. You'd have to do each one separately, basically. And so I'll just go with the defaults here and export as an OBJ. I'll replace my test OBJ. All right, so now I would go into my image editor, and I'm using Blender in this case, and you're using your own program, so that's completely fine. It just needs to be an OBJ file. And what I'm going to do is go to File, Import, and OBJ, and I've got my test OBJ. I want to load that. Okay, so here's my character in Blender, and it will probably come in looking like this and at an angle instead. I just have my Blender configured specifically for this purpose, so it loads with a flat-on view and everything. So I'm actually going to work in wireframe though. And so let me quickly change the shape on this. I'm going to edit my character. So I will go ahead and select part of the character, and then I'm going to use my proportional editing. I'm going to do some scaling. So let me change this really quick, and just something that will be really noticeable when we do that back in the other program. Okay, so now that's pretty significantly changed. I will go and I will export this as an OBJ. And I'm going to call this test 1. And then I'll go back to character creator, and I'm going to make sure you still have the same body selected in the scene manager. Come up here to mesh and replace mesh, and then I'm going to load that test 1. And it will ask me if I want to replace it, and I'll just go with that. So I'll replace, and there it's loaded that change. Okay, so in this case you haven't created a morph or anything. It's just changed the body all by itself. And so hopefully that helps, and good luck.